Hello guys, welcome to this video. So this video is about some of the past paper questions from the chapter Security and Ethics. The main problem with, let me put this first. Alright, so the main problem with P1 of computer science is that it asks you very easy questions, but the problem is that we do not answer it specifically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell some questions from this chapter, like I've extracted this while I was myself preparing for my O-level CIE exams. So yeah, let's get started. These are some questions, past paper questions, and the answers are extracted out. And we will see that how we can specifically answer all of these questions and we'll understand it, okay? So let's get started. Okay, so the very first question is that what is meant by a firewall? Okay, now most of these students do not answer it very specifically. Even I was one of them. So the main point is they're asking about a firewall. Now this question can be constructed in a number of ways, like define firewall or whatever, but most of the times this firewall question ranges from 3 to 5 marks. Okay, max. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss each point and we can see that how specific you write and how much marks can you get. So for each point, for each mark, you have to write like 1 point. So if suppose we are writing about what is meant by a firewall. So let's assume first that what is a firewall? Imagine you're on a highway, on a road, and there is this wall in between, okay, and it's a firewall, okay? So basically what you do is, let me take out a marker. Okay, so the car, they go on the road. Okay, fine. So this is a very, this example is very stupid. I don't think it's like great, but if you get it, then it's good. So what you're gonna do is the firewall is on the road, okay, and what it does, it examines incoming and outgoing traffic. So basically some traffic can pass through it, like some cars can pass through it and some cars cannot pass through it. So the first thing it does is it examines incoming and outgoing traffic. Then it allows users to set a criteria for traffic, which means that the firewall, the programming for firewall is done in a way that there is a certain criteria for traffic. Like some specific fake websites are not allowed to, come into your computer or, pass through that firewall. So yeah. So the second point is it allows the users to set a criteria for traffic. And now, 2 marks, you got them. What about the third point? It connects to the second point, which says that it allows the users to set criteria for traffic. So of course, firewall will be checking that whether traffic meets the criteria or not. And obviously, it will block any traffic that does not meet the given criteria. And obviously it would warn the user of any unauthorized outgoing traffic, and it will keep a log of all traffic that can be examined. So these are approximately 1 2 3 4 5 6 points. You can write any one of them, but it's very easy. Like you don't have to write the whole story that is given in the book. You can just specify what a firewall does. Okay. Now let's talk about, and you can see the diagram of it as well. This is the user's computer, this is the internet, and here is the firewall, which is basically, this is the road and these are the cars. You can see, okay, you can just imagine, visualize this. And then it only lets the given criteria according to which the user has set, okay. So according to that given criteria, it lets the traffic pass. Now let's talk about the next question, which is quite similar to a firewall, which is a proxy server. So basically it does the same thing, like it examines traffic, like traffic is examined by a proxy server. One of the point is this, the role of a proxy server. So of course it examines the traffic and stuff, and then what it does is it prevents direct access to web server as it sits between the user and web server. Let's see this one. Okay, so what I'm telling over here is that this is a proxy server over here, and this is a user's computer, and this is a web server. So this proxy server is basically sitting between this web server and the user's computer. And when a web browser, which is this in here, so it sends a request to the proxy server, and this by passing through this proxy server, the web browser request is forwarded to the web server, and then web server sends back response to proxy server, and then this proxy server is basically filtering this web server's response, and then this is given to the user's computer, which means that the idea or the threat of hacking is prevented, as well as the denial of service attack. This is probably going to be the next question, that what is the denial of service attack? But you get it, that it helps prevent hacking of web server, hence preventing denial of service attack, as well as it examines the traffic, it prevents direct access to the web server as it sits between the user and web server. It basically hides the IP address of the user's computer basically. Okay, so it can block the request from certain IP addresses, and it is used to direct invalid traffic away from the server, which is really good in case of security, to uphold all this security matter. Okay, so now what is meant by denial of service attack? By the meaning, you can see that some services are denied to the user. What you can see from the name only, if I just hide this question from here. So this denial of service attack is basically designed to deny people access to a website. Okay, denial of service attack. And numerous requests are sent to the server all at the same time. The server is unable to respond to all the requests, and the server times out as a result. Imagine we are a human being, okay, and someone tells us a lot of, your teacher gives you, okay, this is also a very stupid example, I'm sorry, but your teacher gives you a lot of homework, okay, and of course it's too much for a day. Of course you won't respond to all of that thing, like you won't be able to do all of that homework like in one day. So it's something which is, I think, connects to this as well, because you see, you are denied okay, wait, so some services are denied to a person because when we access the website, okay, and then numerous requests are also, the server is flooded with numerous requests all at the same time. So of course it won't be able to respond to all the requests, and then you see that request timed out. Okay, so it's something like that, but it's not necessarily that denial of service attack. It has some other stuff as well, which will go in depth. But for this question that says specific to the past paper question, I think these 4 points are enough to gain you a mark. Like 4 mark is great for this. So yeah, these 4 points, remember these. Okay, for the next one is describe the process of SSL and how it provides a secure connection. Okay, so SSL by name, if I recall the abbreviation, it is Secure Sockets Layer, and this is a security protocol. So you get 1 mark for just identifying that what is this. So yeah, SSL is a security protocol. It encrypts any data that is sent, because whenever there is a security protocol, it will always encrypt any data that is sent. Then it sends digital certificates which are requested by the user's web browser that can be used to authenticate whatever communication is done. Okay, though I've written whatever, because there was a question of art gallery, that how the protocol of SSL can provide a secure connection for that art gallery. So that's past paper question. So it was like that can be used to authenticate the gallery or whatever. So you can based on the question or the scenario, you can fill in this blank. Once the certificate is authenticated, the transaction will begin, or the communication will begin. This was basically from that art gallery question, but the idea is the same. Like this is a diagrammatic thing. Let me just see. Okay, fine. Yes. So this is the SSL. This is your user's computer. This is the server. So what it does is this user's computer. All right. This is basically sending something to SSL, and the SSL is responding to the server, and then the encrypted thing is sent to the user's computer. But the main idea that I'm going to talk about is, but you can get a question to number them up, but I don't think you'll have this whole question, but maybe you can. So let's see the steps how it does this. Okay, for this specific question, that's fine, but we're just going through some in-depth knowledge of SSL. So what does it do? So step 1, okay, the user's web browser sends a message so that it can connect with the required website, which is secured by SSL. The web browser then requests that the web server identifies itself, okay, and the web server responds by sending a copy of its SSL certificate to the user's web browser. If the web browser can authenticate the certificate, it sends a message back to the web server to allow communication to begin. Once this message is received, the web server acknowledges the web browser and the SSL encrypted two-way data transfer begins. So this is the main idea behind this, but for this question, it's fine to write. These 2 points are very easy to write, that it is a security protocol. It encrypts any data that is sent. And the main point over here is sending of digital certificates which are requested by the user's web browser that can be used to authenticate whatever communication is being done. And once this certificate is authenticated, the transaction will begin. So the main idea behind this is this digital certificate thing, and then the authentication of the computer, the communication. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about encryption, because over here we talked about this, encrypts any data that is sent. So how data is encrypted? So what do we do is an encryption key and encryption algorithms are used. Okay, encryption key is applied to plain text to convert it into ciphertext. Same key is used to encrypt and decrypt the text. Okay, so you have seen this thing on WhatsApp that this chat is end-to-end encrypted. Okay, so the main idea behind this is encryption. Okay, so it uses an encryption key. Okay, this is a key. And encryption algorithms, we'll go into it deeper into the in our next video. But the main point is that you don't get very in-depth question regarding this. You may be given an encryption algorithm, you may be asked to find work through some numericals, but I don't think I've seen that question up till now. But we'll go into this. If you want me to go into this thing, then do comment in the comment section. Okay, so firstly you need to know that how data is encrypted. So these 3 points are enough to have you give you a little bit knowledge specific to what is asked. Okay, that encryption key and encryption algorithm is used, and then encryption key is applied to plain text. Now this plain text is the unencrypted, this is the plain text, which the message which you are sending to the user, and this ciphertext is basically the encrypted text. So encryption key is applied to plain text to convert it to ciphertext, and same key, which is this key, is used to encrypt and decrypt the text. Okay, so these were no, I have one more question. Maybe I'll have more questions from ethics as well. I'll go about it in the next video because this one is getting a bit longer. So what is meant by a cookie? Okay, this is not a chocolate chip cookie. Okay, this is not this. Please forget about it. This is not a chocolate chip cookie. So what is it is basically is your data is stored. You have always seen this when you open a website. There's like cookies are used to store this information. Okay, and blah blah blah. So cookies are basically data is stored in a text file. Okay. It is downloaded into a user's computer when user visits the website. It is stored on a user's computer and detected by the website when it is visited again. So it can be used to store a customer's credit card details. Okay, fine. But basically what you do when you visit a website and the cookie store the information, the next time you visit it, your relevant information that you are mostly searching on is made available to you. So it's something like that. But the main 4 points that you need to learn that what is meant by cookies is this one. Okay, this is very specific. If you just learn this, that data is stored in a text file, that's basically your data. Now the security of it is a bit at risk at the moment. We don't know whether it's much like it's a question whether this is secure or not, but still there are some pros and cons of everything. But yeah, this thing is somewhat your customized for your customized visit of your website and stuff. But for these 4 points, I think that's enough for this. What is meant by cookies? Don't forget that this is not the chocolate chip cookie. All right, so this was probably the last question for this video. The video is getting longer. I'll see you soon in the very next video. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to put them on the comment section below, and please like and subscribe. Bye.